All right. Hello. It's me, Radishologist. I just sent a message in the chat because I thought you could pin messages on Twitch, but apparently you can't. So the message says, feel free to chime in anytime with questions, thoughts, etc. about any movie that you want, because this is the first ever edition of Radish's Movie Club. Calling it that because my username is Radishologist, of course, and we're going to talk about movies. Wait, is this the pin button? No. Okay, never mind. Um, anyway, so the goal, I don't really know. This is the first time I'm doing this, obviously, so I don't really know how I'm gonna do this stream. I'm thinking I just play Fall Guys and talk about movies the whole time. Fall Guys is something to watch, and so it's something I don't have to think about either, so I can just play and talk at the same time. But if you want to respond to anything I say or just bring up anything about these movies, just say it in the chat, and I will answer you, probably. Maybe I won't. All right, so in today's episode, as you see by the title, we're talking about Nope, Jordan Peele's new movie, Thor: Love and Thunder, and The Sea Beast. And we're going to talk about the other Thor movies as well and the other Jordan Peele movies. So we got 8 movies total we're going to discuss on this stream. So I think we're going to start with Thor. Let me get Fall Guys started. Um, that's not Thor. There it is. All right. Um, uh, Restart your game. Ah, hang on. Sorry. We can start talking about Thor while it restarts. So, Thor is obviously the first Thor movie. It came out in 2011. It was the fourth or fifth MCU movie. I think there was Iron Man, The Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2, and then Thor, I think. Um, so it's one of the early MCU movies, and for most people, including me at first, it's on the lower end of your MCU tier list if you're like, ranking MCU movies. Oh, hang on. Sorry. Okay. Ranking your MCU movies. This is too loud. Oh, I can just do that. Yeah. All right. Um, so yeah, I used to think it was kind of boring, but I rewatched it a couple weeks ago when I was preparing to watch Thor: Love and Thunder, and I actually kind of really liked it. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because it's compared to newer MCU movies, it feels more fresh. I don't know. Don't really know how to describe it. Maybe because it's one of the early MCU movies, I guess, but it's got this like freshness about it, something new about it. Even though the plot is pretty formulaic, predictable. Um, Cocky guy is humbled is the basic plot. It also has this is funny, it has the exact same plot of Cars, the Pixar movie Cars, if you think about it. They're both Lightning McQueen and Thor are both really cocky at the beginning, and then they get stuck in a desert town, meet friends, and learn to become humble through those friends. um, Obviously not exactly the same, but it's pretty similar. I mean, it's the classic hero's journey if you think about it. Um, the character development is good. It's well done. Thor's character is very well developed. You actually root for him. At least I did while watching it. Um, oh shoot. Let me think. Wow, it is storming out there. Um, there could some things about Thor obviously could be better. The biggest thing is probably the side characters, besides Loki, are pretty underdeveloped. Oh, I guess Loki's not a side character; he's the antagonist. But um, the Warriors 3, especially, and Lady Sif are all just kind of there. I mean, they got their distinct character traits, um, but they're just kind of boring. And Taika Waititi realizes this in Thor Ragnarok, and that's why he just kills them off immediately. Which we'll get to when we talk about Ragnarok. So, oh shoot, I have been on the wrong screen. I'm sorry, guys. I know one's here, so it's fine. But um, okay. Anyway, we're on the right screen now. I've just been talking to myself. That's embarrassing. Anyway, I am still talking to myself, but you know what I mean. Anyway, back to Thor. Um, let's talk about Loki. Obviously, Loki is a fan favorite, has been. He's great in Thor. You don't really see, or maybe you see his betrayal coming, but the his motives are like unclear because he goes from like bringing the frost giants into Asgard to killing them to like we don't really know what he wants, and it's cool. And his relationship with his brother is done well, I think. Um, relationship with his father as well. Um, wow, this is a lot harder than I thought to just talk about movies. I don't know what it is. It's fine. I'll figure it out. Um, Thor, Loki. The final fight between them is kind of underwhelming, just because I don't know. I don't know. It's just kind of underwhelming. I mean, it's cool to see him break the Bifrost, but um, yeah, I don't know. Could have been better. The CGI is obviously not great, but it's also not terrible. I think especially the destroyer is what it's called, like the big iron. I mean, not Iron Man, but Iron Man looking thing that shoots beams of energy out of its face. You know what I'm talking about. That's really cool looking, and I think the fight with him in between Thor and the destroyer in the New Mexico town or wherever it is really cool. Um, and let's see what else about that is cool. Thor and Jane's relationship I really like actually in the first movie at least. Well, yeah, bro, what? Okay, sorry. Um, their romance is I think done pretty well. I don't know, it probably could be better, but I like it. I dig it, and I really like Jane's character to be honest. She's goofy, she's smart, and I'm glad we see more of her in Thor: Love and Thunder after like 8 years or 9 years or whatever it is. Um, so yeah, overall, I gave Thor an 8 out of 10 on my movie review page, which you can follow if you go to Todd's Movie Reviews on Instagram. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Classic hero movie. One of the first. Not as bad as I remember it. Um, I don't know. Yeah, just overall a good movie. Hello, Andrew. I am currently talking to myself about Thor from the first Thor movie from 2011. Um, as you can see, I guess, from the screen. I was just saying I actually like it. I used to not like it. Like I used to think it was kind of boring, but after I rewatched it a couple weeks ago to prepare for Thor: Love and Thunder, I decided I like it again. It's just fresh, and compared to new MCU movies, there's not like humor every sentence basically. Um, there's still humor in it, obviously, but they do it well in this movie, I think. Um, and let's see what else. Thor is good. I'm glad you think so. Um, yeah, first few Thors, the actor is very serious. That is true. Oh, did I just lose, man? Yeah, he's very serious in the first two Thors, and then the second two Thors, he's not serious at all, which kind of could be a problem. A bit inconsistent, but I like the funnier Thor better. So like, you know, Ragnarok is when he starts to get more comedic. Very true. Taika Waititi just completely reinvents Thor as a character, which is a good thing. Um, maybe does it too much in Love and Thunder, but I still prefer funny Thor. Funnier Thor is better, yes. Um, I think Thor from Infinity War is probably the best version of Thor. He's both funny and awesome. Infinity War, and then Endgame. I still liked him in Endgame, even though he was kind of a joke, but I liked his character. Um, let's see. So I think that's all I have to say about Thor. So let's move on to. It didn't work. Wait, did it work? Thor: The Dark World. Did it move? No, it didn't move. Oh wait, no, it did move. Okay, cool. So I said that I liked Thor after a rewatch. I rewatched The Dark World as well, and I did not like it. I mean, I didn't like it when I first saw it, and I did not like it on a rewatch either. It's just bad. It's just the best way to describe it is just bad. There's no character development at all for Thor or anyone really. Um, there's no, I don't know. The plot is just boring. The villain is the worst villain in the MCU probably. Malik Keith, I think, is his name. Um, you barely like he doesn't even you don't know what his motive is. He's not really cool looking. He's just I don't know. It's just a bad movie all around. It has some good parts. Like Loki is cool in it. Loki's always the best part of the Thor movies, or most of the time. Um, Loki's death scenes or a fake out death scene, I think is pretty good. Got me pretty emotional the first time I watched it because I didn't realize he was still alive. um, oh, let's see. And Thor's mother's death scene is pretty emotional too, I think. Entire film is boring. Yeah, that is true. It's just all boring. The only good part, oh, I said Loki, and then I liked the final fight scene just because of the gravity hijinks and physics and what all that's going on. I think that's a cool set piece. But the ending of that fight scene is terrible because Thor doesn't even have like a challenge. He just kind of hits him that villain with really hard with a hammer and he dies and that's it. um, most MCU movies or most movies in general, in the final fight, you think something's gonna work and then it doesn't, and you have to do something. You have to innovate and do something to beat the villain. Um, and there's nothing like that in this movie, I don't think, unless you count them putting the gravity things everywhere, which I don't think I count. Felt like Morbius final fight. I guess that is true. I didn't really think of it that way. I try not to think about Morbius. um, but yeah, I guess it is because that's kind of the same thing in Morbius. He just kind of kills him, and that's it. Um, 'Cause I don't even want to. I don't even want to think about Morbius. Don't never bring up Morbius in my chat ever again. I'm just kidding. But yeah, it is. That's a bad movie. Thor. I think I gave them the same rating. I think I gave both of them a 5 out of 10, which is probably a bit generous. Um, Maybe I think 5 out of 10 is probably accurate for it's Morbin time. It is not Morbin time. It will never be Morbin time. A 5 out of 10 is probably accurate for Thor: The Dark World. The Dark World, but I probably should have given Morbius a lower score because it sucks. um, but yeah, I don't know. Dark World's just bad in general. It's kind of a shame that they use an Infinity Stone in it because then it has to be referenced a lot in Avengers Endgame when they time travel back to get all the Infinity Stones. Um, but I do think, sorry, when Frigga, Thor's mother, returns in Endgame, or when they see her in Endgame, I think that's a better end to her character because I think her death is good in the Dark World, but she doesn't really get to say goodbye to her sons or anything. So seeing that in Endgame is cool, I think. Um, but yeah, other than that, the Dark World is just really boring. I like Loki and Thor's relationship as always. Although I do think that one scene where they're escaping Asgard, Thor and Loki are stealing that ship to escape Asgard or whatever they're doing, and Loki's like changing characters and being all funny. I feel like that's completely out of character for him. Um, and while the MCU does do humor a lot, I feel like Loki isn't usually one to, at least not that kind of humor that he's doing. Like Thor's trying to fly the ship, and Loki's like, "Did you try pressing that button?" And or like you're doing whatever you're doing, do it faster, like stuff like that. It's just not. It's just not. It's funny, but it's not his. It's not something he would say. I don't think. But otherwise, I like his character, and his death scene is cool. Um, but yeah, oh, I would not rewatch The Dark World if given the chance. Most MCU movies I would rewatch. The Dark World, no. Loki's humor is more sarcastic-ish. Yeah, that's true. Like he's got that specific tone of his humor, which is done pretty well in like Ragnarok and stuff, but not The Dark World. Okay, I'm so bad at Fall Guys. Um, so yeah, that's about all I have to say about The Dark World, I think. Um, 5 out of 10. Would not rewatch again. But the good news is now we can talk about Thor Ragnarok. You're great at Fall Guys, thank you. I'm not. But now we can talk about Thor Ragnarok, which is arguably one of the best MCU movies. Um, at least most people say it's in their top. I'd say it's probably my top 10, maybe not top 5, but definitely top 10 MCU movies. Um, best Thor. Yeah, I honestly like Love and Thunder a bit more, which I'm alone in. No one else seems to really like it. But Ragnarok is definitely up there. Um, as I said earlier, it's a complete reinvention of Thor's character, which is probably inconsistent with his character in the first two Thor movies and the Avengers movies. But you could say he's funnier because he spent a lot of time on Earth with Tony Stark, and he's funny, I guess. That's my explanation, I guess. Um, but yeah, Taika Waititi's humor is great in Thor Ragnarok, um, and the plot is very fast-paced, action-packed. Um, New characters, old characters are killed off immediately, like the Warriors 3 just die immediately to Hela. Um, which I feel like maybe they deserved better death scenes. I think the Asian guy, I guess he got a good one. He at least fought. Well, I don't know if he did fight. I don't really remember. He didn't fight enough. But yeah, the other two guys, which I don't remember the names of, just die. She just stabs them immediately and they die. Rip Tony, yes, rest in peace, Tony Stark. Never forgotten. Um, Hela's character in Ragnarok is cool. Kate Blanchett is a great actor, of course, but um, she kind of feels uninvolved in the story for most of it because Thor is off on Sakaar because he got trapped on Sakaar and all that. Um, I don't think it's too bad, but it's definitely not as bad as Malekith in the Dark World. Like she's not that bad, but she's probably not one of the best MCU villains. I don't think. It is cool that she's their sister, though. I like that. Um, Odin's death scene is, of course, sad, emotional, and the fact that Thor and Loki got to see him before he died is, of course, great. Um, Thor and Loki's relationship, of course, is the best thing about this movie, I think. And it's kind of like a wrap up of Loki's character arc, because his very long character arc, because he dies immediately in Infinity War. um, but yeah, Thor and Loki's relationship has just been so layered since the first Thor movie, and it's still developed throughout Thor, the Avengers, and the Dark World. And then the relationship in this movie continues to grow, and they finally, what's the word? Make up, I guess. Agree with each other. That kind of felt very out of place, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, because she was literally out of place because she wasn't in the setting of the story for most of it. I guess she was cool to fight against, though. Maybe. I don't know. It's cool to see her kill all of Asgard. I mean, I guess that's the way Taika Waititi reinvents her character, I mean Thor's character, or because he gets rid of his eye. I mean that doesn't really matter. Gets rid of the hammer Mjolnir. Gets rid of Asgard by the end of it. Gets rid of the Warriors 3. Gets rid of Lady Sif. Doesn't actually kill her, but she's just not in it. Gets rid of Jane, um, which is kind of dumb that they just throw her away, but she comes back in Love and Thunder, so it doesn't really matter. Um, but yeah, Jane and the human characters in the Dark World are just kind of there, kind of bland. So it's good that he just doesn't have any human characters in this movie. Um, but yeah, the visuals also are great in Ragnarok. Um, Probably one of the MCU movies with the best visuals, I would say. Like the use of color and um, the cinematography and all that is just, oh no, it's just really nice to look at. Um, oh, and the Hulk being in this movie is unexpected. Oh, I guess I wouldn't say unexpected because he's in the trailer and all that, but it's new for Thor's character, I guess. And their interactions are pretty cool. Pretty cool. I especially like the gladiator fight scene when Thor first sees Hulk. That's probably one of the best action scenes in the MCU, I think. Even though they fought before in the Avengers, and I guess that was it. Yeah. Um, Seeing them fight in Ragnarok is um, really cool. Hulk is funny in it though. Yeah, he's also pretty funny. I mean, everyone's funny in the movie, really. Like pretty much every character is making jokes, but they're funny jokes, and it's not too much. Korg is especially hilarious. Grandmaster Jeff Goldblum is also pretty funny. Um, Valkyrie, she's a new female lead, and she's honestly pretty interesting. I like her character. Um, don't really like that they just throw out Jane and kind of replace her with Valkyrie, but Valkyrie's a good character. Um, Emotional past and all that, and then she's a badass. Korg, yes, we all love Korg. You spelled Korg wrong though. Korg is with a K, not a C. But yes, we love Korg. We stand Korg. Is Valk in Love and Thunder? Yeah, she is in Love and Thunder. Oh, have you not seen Love and Thunder, Andrew? I'm guessing you haven't because you would know that she's in it if you have. She's in it. She's a main character. She probably could have been utilized better in Love and Thunder, but she is in it, and she and Jane are friends in the movie, so that's pretty cool. Two badass females fighting side by side. I think it's always good to see that in movies. Um, let's see what else is there about Ragnarok. Um, I kind of wanted to see Hulk fight. What's his name? Surtur, the big devil thing at the end of Ragnarok. He tries to, and then Thor's like, "For once in your life, don't smash." And Hulk's like, "But big monster." I think it would actually be cool to see them fight, even though Hulk would probably not win. I guess. I don't know. I thought it would have been cool. I'm glad they didn't throw her out after Ragnarok. Then, yeah, she's in Endgame too. She's the president of New Asgard, or the king of New Asgard, I think, is what they call her. Meek is in the movie too. He wears a tuxedo. Korg's little friend. Oh, you haven't seen Thor: Love and Thunder. Well, I'm gonna talk about it soon, and I might. Well, I guess I'll try not to spoil it. Or you can leave while I talk about it. I don't know. But yeah, Ragnarok. Oh yeah, and the best part. Well, not the best part. One of the best parts about Ragnarok is Thor learning that he um, doesn't need a weapon to be strong. Like the power is within him the whole time. I completely forgot about that. Yeah. Um, it's okay. I've been spoiled already. Oh, good. But yeah, he learns that he doesn't need a weapon, and he's yeah, lightning inside of him. And then, of course, in Infinity War, the Russo brothers make him get another weapon, and they like just throw all that out, which is fine because he's still really cool in Infinity War. But I don't know, feels like they just kind of get rid of that. They also gave him another eye. I think Thor with the eye patch would be cool. But they give him another eye. I guess they don't even. Is it just his eye now? Like in Love and Thunder, you don't even notice that it's a new eye. I don't know. But yeah, Thor Ragnarok, definitely one of the best MCU movies. Top 10 at the very least. Um, I give it a 9 out of 10 on Todd's movie reviews. Go follow if you don't. Pirate Thor. Yeah, exactly. Oh. So, should we talk about Thor Love and Thunder now? The newest Thor movie that everyone except for me seems to hate. I actually really liked it. And I think it's my favorite Thor movie. Um, I know it's an unpopular opinion. Everyone else says Ragnarok is the best. But for some reason, I just really liked Love and Thunder. I just like the story, um, the emotion, the action scenes, the character development. It's all just pretty good. My sister liked it too. Don't worry, Todd. Well, good. Um, your sister has good taste, or maybe bad taste. Maybe we both have bad taste. But everyone says that um, Taika Waititi's humor is used too much in Love and Thunder, which I will admit there was a bit too much of it, but I was laughing most of the time. There are a couple jokes where I'm like, didn't have to do that joke. A couple jokes that just I did not laugh at, but most of the time I was laughing. I mean, I laugh easily, I think. So um, the screaming goats were funny at first, and then they got kind of annoying. Um, so that's I guess that could be part of what makes it the humor too much. I don't know. But let's see. Gore, played by Christian Bale, is great. Christian Bale's performance is fantastic. I mean, he's good in every movie that he's in, I think. Um, his storyline, I think, is good. He just wants to get revenge for his daughter, and I think his rage and the sword that he gets corrupts him, and it's just as he like gets more corrupted throughout the movie. Um, yeah, just his motives are just done well, I think. Um, and he also looks really cool too. They changed him from the comics. Apparently, he has like tendrils in the comics from his on his ears. But I don't really care about comics, so I think he looks cool in this movie. Let's see. Thor's character arc, I think, is pretty good actually. Like, oh, he's trying to figure out who he is, which people were like, well, why does he figure out who he is in all four Thor movies? Like, I don't know. I think he is. It's different arc in each movie. Me when Batman was in a Marvel movie. True. Batman as Gore. Confirmed. Dude, they should make a Batman. They should make a DC and Marvel crossover where Batman fights someone from Marvel. I don't know. That'd be cool. Anyway, what was I just talking about? Thor: Love and Thunder. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So in Thor, he learns to be humble, right? In the first Thor. In the Dark World, he doesn't learn anything because there's just no character development in that one. Ragnarok, he learns he doesn't need a weapon. He's powerful himself. And then Love and Thunder, he's just finding out who he is. He wants to be loved. Um, he wants to give love. He wants to figure out his place in the world. Marvel versus DC movie, exactly. Um, but yeah, I think his development is good in the movie. And then Jane comes back, which is even better. Um, and she comes back with Thor powers because I guess you saw spoilers already, so I'm gonna talk about it. But she has cancer in the movie, and regular medicine is not working. So she turns to Mjolnir, the hammer, which is broken. Not the one from Endgame. Cap takes that one from Endgame back, but the one that Hela broke in Ragnarok. The pieces are like on display in New Asgard, and then Jane goes to them because she hears it calling to her. And the reason it's calling to her, um, or yeah, the reason it's calling to her is because while they were dating, Thor and Jane were dating, which we see a flashback of in this movie. Thor is just like, Mjolnir, I want you to promise that you will protect Jane at all times or something, and he doesn't realize that that adds that to the hammer, so now it's sworn to protect her or whatever. So it gives her Thor powers in Love and Thunder, which is pretty cool, I think. Seeing Jane fight with Thor after like fight as a Thor after her just being a human in the first two Thor movies and then just not even being in the third movie is really cool. And she still managed to be the same character as she was 9 years ago. I think it was 9 years, yeah, because Dark World is 2013. Um, Love and Thunder is 2022. And yeah, last time we see is Dark World. So yeah, she's the same character after 9 years, but she has these new powers. Um, they made her badass. Exactly. And I think a lot of people were upset that she would, after the trailers, they're like, oh, she's gonna replace Thor. She's gonna be a female Thor. They're going woke and making female superheroes all the time now. But no, that's not true. um, as you will see by the end of the movie, Jane does not replace Thor. Um, she's just like a sidekick. Well, not sidekick. They're both heroes. I don't know. And they both fight. Oh, I forgot I already lost. I need to exit. They both fight really cool. And they also make it. Everyone's like, why is Jane worthy? But she's not worthy. It's just that Thor tells Mjolnir to protect her, so it lets her hold it. So she doesn't have to be worthy. So the only people who are worthy are Thor and Cap. I think, yeah. Let's see, who else is in this movie? Valkyrie's in this movie. She's a bit underutilized. I mean, not underutilized. She's in the movie a lot, but I feel like she could have had more of a character arc. What I thought they were going to do with her at first, in the beginning, you see her being the queen of Asgard, or king of Asgard, New Asgard, and she's like she's wearing suits, she's going to meetings, she's doing advertisements, she's opening ice cream shops for the village, and she looks bored. And I was like, oh, maybe this movie will be about her not wanting to be just a politician anymore, and she wants to go back to being a warrior, a Valkyrie. And then they don't do that in the movie. I mean, she does fight with them, but she doesn't really have a character arc. She's just kind of there. So I think that's a missed opportunity. But they would have had to make the movie longer to do that probably. Movie is only 2 hours, so it could have been longer. But the other Thor movies are all also only about 2 hours. So you know, I think it's fine what they did. Um, the Guardians are in this movie for like 5 minutes and then leave, which I'm glad they left because I want to see them in their own movie. I like Thor, but I feel like they don't really like they fit with Thor in the Infinity War, but then after that, I didn't really like their dynamic in this movie. Because if you don't know this about me, Guardians of the Galaxy is my favorite movie of all time. Um, favorite MCU movie, favorite movie just in general. That goes only 2 hours. Yes. Um, yeah, I just love the Guardians, and I feel like in Love and Thunder they kind of just they're not as I don't know, they're just not as good characters in Love and Thunder. So luckily they leave immediately. Where do you go? Hello? Oh, in there. Sorry, I'm trying to play Fall Guys. I've never done this map. Anyway, so yeah, the Guardians just leave, which is good. They are funny though. But I'm excited to see Guardians 3 in May. Guardians is a masterpiece. Yeah, I just said Guardians of the Galaxy Part 3 when, yeah. I probably said that before you said it in the chat, but they announced it's coming out in May. Um, so that's good because I love the Guardians. I'm hoping it's good. I'm sure it will be. James Gunn, I love the first one. Second one is also pretty good. Guardians is a masterpiece, yes. Dude, I'm so bad at Fall Guys. Anyway, back to Love and Thunder. Um, Action scenes in the movie are really cool. There's two scenes in particular that gave me goosebumps, just how cool they were. Um, the first one being the fight in the Shadow Realm, where everything is black and white except for like a couple things, like the lightning and Zeus's lightning bolt, and a couple of other things, I think. So just that whole fight is just really cool. Seeing Jane, Valkyrie, and Thor fight, Gore, and the shadow monsters. It's just the cinematography, the visuals, all of that is just really cool to see, I think. Um, Speaking of the shadow monsters, I think they were really cool in the movie. You don't really get a good look at them, but I don't think you're supposed to because they're shadow monsters, you know. So I really like that aspect of Gore's character. And then the other action scene that I really like in Love and Thunder is the final one where Thor and Jane fight Gore, and this is a spoiler. The Thor gives his powers temporarily to a group of kids that Gore kidnaps, and they have lightning powers, and then they just fight the shadow monsters, and the music playing in the background just makes the whole scene really epic. Um, and it's also kind of funny to see kids fighting shadow monsters. Like there's this one little girl who holds up like a stuffed animal that shoots lightning, which is really funny and also pretty cool. So I really like both those scenes, and then of course Thor and Jane fighting Gore together was really cool. Um, let's see, and then the scene in Omnipotent City or whatever it's called, the God City. I gotta watch it now. Yeah, go watch it right now. Just kidding, because it's only in theaters still. Well, actually, you honestly should see it in theaters. I don't think you should wait for Disney Plus. Abby said she's gonna wait for Disney Plus, but she's missing out. It's good on the big screen. What was I just talking about? Shoot, I lost my train of thought. Andrew, Love and Thunder. I was talking about visuals. I was talking about fight scenes. I was talking about. Uh, I prefer watching movies in theaters. Yeah, me too. I love the movie theater. Probably my favorite place to be. I think I might actually be going to the theater again Saturday. I haven't decided yet. I kind of want to go see Top Gun Maverick again, just because I love a Top Gun Maverick. Omnipotent City, yeah, that thing. Oh, that's what. Oh, yeah, right. Okay, thank you for bringing, yeah, for reminding me of my train of thought. Yeah, um, that's the city where all the gods live, and Thor and Jane go there to try to get the gods to help them kill Gore, and they don't. I thought when we saw trailers, I was like, oh, they're gonna use that scene to have Gore show up and massacre all the gods and show how powerful he is, and they don't do that. So that's another missed opportunity, I think, because you don't really see Gore kill any gods in this movie except for the first one. So that's kind of upsetting because we want to see him be more badass. Um, so was there a point to Omnipotent? Oh yeah, I guess they get Zeus's lightning bolt, which is what they need to kill Gore. I think. Is it even what they need to kill Gore? I don't even know. Um, so maybe it was kind of an unnecessary plot plot line if it didn't needed to kill Gore. Don't know. Zeus is funny though, and also I'm actually not going to spoil this, but there's a post-credit scene involving Zeus and a certain other character that you will see. Not Loki, unfortunately. I will spoil that. Loki is unfortunately not in Thor: Love and Thunder. I was kind of hoping he would cameo, like show up at the end and be like, "I told you the sun would shine on us again," or something like that, because that's what he says in Infinity War before he dies. He says, "I assure you, brother, the sun will shine on us again," and it doesn't. At least not for Loki. He has his show, obviously, so he's kind of alive. Was it actually a good post credit? Yeah, it actually is. Like it sets up something in the future. I won't say what. I actually don't really know what, but it sets something up. The first, actually, both post credit scenes are worth watching this time. Yeah, unlike Multiverse of Madness. Yeah. Well, the one I'm talking about is the one after the first credits. The one after the second credits is less important, but it's still a nice thing to watch, I think. And it's not just like humor, like yeah, Bruce Campbell punching himself in the face or an ant playing the drums like the MCU likes to do with their post-credit scenes. Um, so yeah, it's actually good post-credit scenes. Anyway, God, I keep losing my train of thought. I am not as good at talking about movies as I thought I would be. um, let's see. Oh yeah, Loki is not in the movie, unfortunately. Oh yeah, he has his show, so I know he's technically not alive. I mean, he's in the TVA or whatever, but I feel like he could find a way to come back. But I guess he's in the middle of something. He has season two coming out next year, I think. So he's busy trying to do whatever he's up to. I don't really know what he's up to. So yeah, this is the first Thor movie without Loki in it, unfortunately. Very sad. Um, Korg is in the movie. Honestly, in the movie too much. Like he's great. You're making sense to me. Okay, cool. Um, yeah, Korg is really funny in Ragnarok because he's not in it. He's not a main character. And then in Love and Thunder, he's kind of a main character, and he gets kind of annoying, unfortunately. I love his character though. And he's gay now. They made Korg gay. Just kidding. I mean, apparently all of Korg's race, like species, is male, so they kind of have to be gay, or I don't know if it's called gay, whatever. Doesn't really matter. Um, but you know what? Here's a plot hole, which I don't know if they realized. In Thor Ragnarok, Korg says something like, "I was planning a revolution, but only my mom and her boyfriend showed up because I didn't print enough pamphlets." He says like that, those exact words, ish. Um, but then in Love and Thunder, he's like, "I have two dads." And it's like, well, in Ragnarok, you literally said you have your mom and her boyfriend. So where, so what happened? I guess it's possible that stepmom or stepdads or I don't know, half dads, transgender. Not that it matters. I don't know why I'm even bringing it up. I feel like I could get canceled for saying this. I do not mind that Korg is gay. That's all I'm saying. I like Korg. Gay Korg, yes. We stand gay Korg. We support gay Korg around here. And it's not like it's a they do it too much. Obviously, like some characters are too gay or whatever. He only mentions it like once, so it's fine. Bro, what are they? Sorry, playing Fall Guys. What are they all doing? They're not even trying to get anywhere. Okay. Anything else that I should mention about Love and Thunder? Um, everyone hates it except for me. I did it. Um, I think I might be done talking about Thor. Oh, you know what? Here's something I want to mention. There's a really funny subplot about Stormbreaker being jealous that Thor is seeing Mjolnir again, which sounds stupid, but the first time it happens in the movie is really funny. It made me laugh very hard. But then they keep doing it throughout the movie, and I think it was better, probably better as a one-off joke. Although it is kind of relevant to the plot, or not really relevant, but important to the plot, because then Stormbreaker doesn't work properly because it's jealous. I don't really know. Um, but yeah, oh yeah, and then I actually felt pretty good emotions about Thor: Love and Thunder. Like I was caring for the characters. I didn't really feel that way when I was watching Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. I was just like, I don't really care what happens because I don't feel invested. But I was invested in Thor. Maybe it's because I had just rewatched the three Thor movies before I watched Multiverse or before I watched Love and Thunder. Although I did watch Doctor Strange before I watched Multiverse of Madness, and I didn't really care for that movie. But yeah, honestly, oh, Thor: Love and Thunder is probably my second favorite Phase 4 Marvel movie. It goes No Way Home, of course, Spider-Man No Way Home, then Thor, then Shang-Chi, and then I guess Doctor Strange, and then Eternals, and then Black Widow. That's my ranking of MCU Phase 4. I just really like Thor: Love and Thunder, and I'm not ashamed. Sometimes I like movies and people are like, "Dude, why did you like that movie?" And I feel bad, or I feel like dumb. But do not feel dumb that I like Thor: Love and Thunder. It's a good movie, and I will fight everyone who disagrees, or maybe I don't know. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, moving on to. Hold on. Hang on. Okay. We're switching gears now. We're done talking about Thor, Thor 2, Thor 3, Thor 4. Next, let's talk about ugh, director Jordan Peele's movies. Um, Wait, did I lose? No, I'm still in. Okay. um, Nope. That is the Jordan Peele's latest movie. It's called Nope. Came out last week, and I saw it. Um, and his first two movies were Get Out and Us. Get Out came out in 2017. Us came out in 2019, and then Nope came out in 2022. Um, oh wait, hang on. Okay, so first let's talk about Get Out, which is his first movie. The first movie he directed. Um, Jordan Peele has been involved in movies and like creating out for a long time. He had a YouTube channel, Key and Peele. You probably heard of. They did a lot of funny skits. Um, he and Peele, or no, he's Peele. He and Key play two pretty funny characters in Toy Story 4, and I think he's voice acted in other movies too. Or just acted. I can't really remember. I don't know that much about him. Um, uh, Dude, I could have won that. But anyway, bro, I do not care that they won. Let me leave. Sorry. Okay. So get. Oh, that's not the right. Oh, sorry. That was not the right poster that I put up. Ignore the sea beast. We're talking about that last. Get Out. There we go. So Get Out stars Daniel Kaluuya, who plays the main character. Some other bitch. That was rude. I don't know after that. Well, the character ends up being a bitch. Um, some other actress. I don't know her name. And some other people. Daniel Kaluuya is really the. Oh, and Lakeith Stanfield's in it. He's a side character, but he's in it. So Get Out is pretty good. It's a horror technically. I think it's more on the thriller side. Maybe not thriller, but there's not really. It's not super scary. It's got scary elements to it, but it's not like I don't really know how to describe it. You'll know what I mean if you watch it though. But it's a well-made movie all around, basically. Um, Everything about it is just great. The acting, especially, is good. The editing is done very well. The what's it called? Cinematography is pretty good. The visuals. The writing is also good. It's not a plot twist, but it's like I don't know. It's just the way it's written is great. Lots of social commentary in it too, I guess. But I guess I should start with a plot synopsis if you haven't seen it. Basically, it's about a what's his character's name? Chris, or is that his name in Nope? No, his name's Chris in Get Out. Yeah. Um, in Nope, his name is OJ. But so Chris and his white girlfriend, and I say white because it's relevant to the plot. he and he's meeting his girlfriend's parents for the first time, basically. And he's like, "Do they know I'm black?" And she's like, "No, but why would it matter?" And he's like, "I don't know. I feel like it's important." And then they get there, and he finds out um, his girlfriend included, they are racist, hypnotizing psychopaths. um, oh, and you'll see what I mean if you watch it. But the whole time he's there, there's like this mystery element. It's kind of scary racism, very subtle racism happening. Um, and just the way the writing is just really good. Dude, I feel like I keep just saying this is really good, and I don't know how to make it better. I don't know how to discuss things better. It's fine, whatever. Um, let's see. The direction is pretty good. The writing is pretty good. God, I'm still saying it. Sorry. Oh, you know what? The acting. I mean, I already said acting's good, but the hypnotized characters, Lakeith Stanfield, um, and the lady who plays the maid, and the dude who plays the groundskeeper, when they're hypnotized, they're so creepy. Like their their acting in those scenes just are just it deserves praise because of how creepy they are. Just unsettling. That's the word. They're very unsettling, and you don't really realize why at first. And then as the movie goes on, you realize. Um, so yeah, overall, Get Out is just really good. My only problem with it, I guess it's my only problem, which is just, this is a spoiler. So if you haven't seen it, don't listen. But my only problem with Get Out is that at the end, I feel like he gets out. Gets out. I feel like he gets out way too easily. I mean, I know he is tied to a chair and all that, but once he gets out of the chair, he just kills all four, or he kills all the family members pretty easily. I mean, I guess not easily, but most movies, you think you like the antagonist comes back, like you think you kill it and then he comes back, or you have to do something super innovative to kill them. I've not seen this movie either. Well, it's pretty good. You should watch it. I give it an 8 out of 10. I'm gonna lose this round. Oh, maybe not. Okay, anyway. Oh, I did. Okay, cool. um, anyway, yeah. Get Out is just, it's well made, well crafted all around. Um, oh yeah, and I was saying I think there should have been some, like he gets out in like a physical way by killing them, and the movie's has more of a psychological threat to it because they hypnotize him and all that, and the antagonists, of course, are very psychologically threatening, and he just physically gets through them, which is fine. And I like that it does have a happy ending. Spoiler, oops. I mean, maybe not happy, but the protagonist gets out alive. Oh, speaking of that, the side character played by Lil Rel Howery, I forget his name, but Chris's friend in the movie on the phone is really funny, and he's a good addition to the movie. Good, like, what's the word? Offset to make it not too much. I don't know the word, but he's got a lot of humor in his character. It's pretty funny, and he saves the day. Doesn't really explain how, but it's fine. So yeah, I would definitely recommend Get Out if you have not seen it. Um, it's overall a pretty good movie. But next, let's talk about Us. Not Us, the movie Us. Dude, that was funny. Um, this is Jordan Peele's second movie from 2019. A lot of people don't seem to like it as much as Get Out. I think critics like it, but audiences seem to put on the lower end of his movies. But I, on the other hand, both me and my roommate, we love this movie. I gave it a 10 out of 10, honestly. I thought we were special. No, we're not special. I'm sorry. I hear a lot of good things about Jordan Peele. Yeah, he's only directed 3 movies, and they're all just like really solid. Um, and it's crazy how his upbringing, or not upbringing, he started out as making skits on YouTube or something, I think. And now he's directing huge movies, and people are going to see his movies because of his name. Like, if his name wasn't attached to Nope, I don't know if I would see it. I mean, obviously it depends on the director, but I saw it specifically because it's Jordan Peele. But anyway, back to Us. I think this is one of the best horror movies I have ever seen. It's very similar to Get Out, in the editing and stuff. Like the way they do like a slow building kind of slow anxiety building. That's the word. Um, and then once it gets started, it just does not slow down. It's just my muscles were tensed up the whole time. Like after the housebreaking scene, um, I was just on the edge of my seat. Like I was like, oh, I can't. Like what's gonna happen next? I was just very invested in the characters and the whole storyline. Oh, I guess I should explain what it's about. Yeah, I should really do that with my movies. So Us is about a family of four who go on vacation, and then there's a family of four that look exactly like them, like exactly the same actors, um, and they try to kill them basically, and then they find out there's people that look there's clones of everyone basically in the world, trying to kill their clones, um, and this is just really scary to see people that look exactly like you just trying to kill you. I think that premise is horrifying in itself. If I saw someone that looked like me, I would probably make out with them. I mean, I would be very upset. I mean, scared, very scared. That sounds terrible. It is very terrifying. I was scared. I wish I had seen this on the big screen in the theater. I did not catch it in theaters when it came out. I didn't really care for horror movies back then, so I watched it on my TV at home, which isn't really that big. Um, gonna clip that. Don't clip that. um, yeah, I think Us would be really cool to see on the big screen. All of Jordan Peele's movies, honestly, are probably great on the big screen. Get Out, I guess, Get Out is not really necessary to see on the big screen, but both Us and Nope, I think you need to see on the biggest screen possible. Most movies you need to see on the biggest screen possible, honestly. Ooh, sorry. Let me think. So, what about Us do I like? Just how the writing, the action scenes, the horror scenes, and then there's a plot twist. Not a plot. Well, there is a plot twist at the end, which I won't mention yet. But you learn something at the end, and then they show scenes from it, and it's really scary. Um, Basically, I will talk about it, so this is a spoiler. But you find out that for some reason, they don't really explain why, which is part of the reason why people don't like it. But they don't really. You find out that there's a underground world of people that look exactly like the people in the overworld. Or, overworld. What am I? Minecraft. Look exactly like the people in the real world. Um, and they're living the same lives, but without all the privilege, I guess is the word. Like they don't have doctors, they don't have all the same resources that humans do in the real world. And they also don't know English, so they're really sometimes you don't need to know. Bro, on the SMT too much. Yeah, I love Minecraft. Um, but yeah, I think yeah, sometimes you don't need to know why. That's what my roommate and I were talking about. We were like, people don't like it because it brings up too many questions, like how do these people get here? Um, why are they trying to kill everyone? Well, I guess that's kind of explained. What are they doing at the end? They all just kind of link arms and just stand there at the end, which is kind of creepy. But then you don't see what happens. They're just kind of still there after the protagonists kill the main antagonists. Um, and so the scenes in the underground, I guess I'll call it the underground, where they're reenacting the scenes in the overworld, like overworld. I gotta stop saying that. Um, like the carnival scene from the very first scene, which is does the original family die or does the clone one die? Um, the cloned family dies, but the plot twists, which I probably shouldn't tell you, but since I just said but, you probably know where I'm going with it, and you're also in the stream, so you have to get spoiled. The plot twist is that the main protagonist, who played by Lupita Nyong'o, however you pronounce that, she's the one in the poster. Well, she plays the protagonist and the antagonist because they're clones, obviously. So the protagonist one, the good guy, kills the bad guy. But then, after that, the plot twist, you find out that they switched places when she was young. Because the first scene is her seeing herself. She's the first one to ever see that. And you don't see what happens to that, but then after she kills the bad guy, you find out they switched places. So the bad one took the good one um, when they were young, and she didn't remember that. So the good one was actually the bad one all along, but she's still good. Yeah, yeah, she was the clone all along, basically. It's hard to explain, but if you watch the movie, you realize that. And when that happened, my jaw dropped. I was like, holy shit! And they don't really do anything with it. It's just something I think about. It's a really cool plot twist. But her son is like looking at her like he knows something because he sees her kill her clone, and she kind of gets feral when she kills her. And he's like, "Dude, is she the clone?" That's a great plot twist. It is. I didn't. For some reason, I didn't see it coming. A lot of people were like, "Yeah, I totally saw it coming," but I had no idea. But you kind of realize it because she's the only clone that speaks English. So you kind of realize that it makes sense. She speaks English. She has this whole plan. She knows where. Well, she knows where they live. I guess I don't really know how they know that. That's another logistic question that is brought up. You don't really know why, but um, you don't need to know why. It's not important to the story. Did I lose my round? I don't remember. I guess I'll find out. Um, and the score, like the music in this movie, is fantastic. Oh, I am still alive. I mean, okay, well, especially the score in the final scene. They do an orchestral version of. You only take L's. What do you mean? Yeah, they do an orchestral version of the song. I can't remember what the song's called, but it's a popular like rap song that is played earlier in the movie, and they do like a spooky version of it with just instruments, and um, it's actually really popular sound on TikTok or just like everywhere. Um, so you'll recognize it if I play it. I'm not going to play it because it might be copyrighted, and I also don't know how to play it. Ow! Now I took an L. But that song plays while the clones are fighting at the very end, and it gave me goosebumps. It was just really cool, especially because the protagonist was like going all wild because she was just upset and tired by this point and exhausted and all that. And the clone was like all calm and collected and just like dodging her and not fighting back at first. Um, but yeah, it's just a really cool final fight scene. Really cool horror movie in general. The jump scares are good. The slow anxiety building editing is good. The um, the one thing I think I don't like is that a lot of times they cut away from something that's about to happen, like gore, like someone's about to stab someone or do something that you probably wouldn't want to see on screen. So it's probably a good thing they cut away. Like, I'm not saying I want to see it, but it does feel like it softens it a little because it's a horror movie and you want to see the horror, I think. Sounds cool. I'm not the best when it comes to scary though. LOL. Yeah, I honestly used to not like horror movies, and then I decided to start watching them, and I really like them. I mean, it's not my favorite genre, but I watch the good ones, and Us is definitely a good one, and you should watch it, even though you will probably be scared. I was terrified, but I don't know, I really liked it. Probably one of my favorite horror movies of all time. There's also good metaphors in there. Um, I'm not the best at figuring out metaphors, so I don't really know what they are. My roommate was like, it's about privilege, or he said someone told him it's about privilege, which I guess I did mention. The people in the real life have the privilege, and people underground don't. We should do Radish movie night. Honestly, that could be cool. Are you allowed to? Or I mean, not talking about on Twitch, but like I was gonna say, are you allowed to watch movies on Twitch? I don't really know. Probably they're both owned by Amazon, right? So I could probably watch like Prime movies. Um, Maybe one day if I get a lot of followers, we can watch movies and together. Or maybe you're just talking about on the Discord, which could be fun. But I don't really like watching movies on my laptop, and I guess I could get Discord. Oh, actually, I could get Discord on my monitor. That's true. I know some people who do it. Oh, good. That would be so fun. It would be fun. Maybe one day when I am famous, I will watch movies with people. Um, only have you viewing right now, which is kind of upsetting. But it is my first episode of Radish's Movie Club, so it's fine. Um, anything else about us that I should talk about? Probably, probably, but I can't think of it. Oh, another logistic question I can think of is why would either one would be cool. We will get you more followers. We should. Another logistic question to us is like why do their friends family why do they attack them when the rest of the people are linking arms? You'll know what I mean if you watch it. I'm just the number one Radishologist fan. You are my number one Radishologist fan. Bigger Radishologist fan than I am. But anyway, I think that's enough about us. About us. Let's move on to Nope, which is the newest Jordan Peele movie. Um, a lot of people seem to like it. I like it, but personally, I think it's his worst movie. Not by much. I still think it's a good movie, but I liked both Get Out and Us better. Some people are saying it's his best one yet. Some people say Get Out is his best, and this is his second best, and Us is his worst. I think it goes Us is his best for me. Get Out is his second best. Yeah, and then Nope is his worst. But it's not worst. The worst by Nope. That was my reaction to seeing it. Nope. Just kidding. No, I liked it. It's not bad at all. It's just not as good as the other two. Um, it tackles a new, or not a tackle. It's like a. Oh yeah, I should talk about what it's about first because that's what I keep forgetting to do. Um, so it's about a brother and a sister who live on a farm or a ranch or whatever. Their dad died, um, and they see some extraterrestrial thing above them, which they looks just like a UFO, like a classic flat UFO that you see in cartoons. It just looks like that, and it's like not kidnapping, abducting their horses and people and stuff, and it's really scary. I mean, well, I don't know if scary is the word. I mean, it is scary, not as scary as Us, I don't think, but it's got some scary scenes. Um, and it's a really interesting premise because, spoiler, but yeah, I know you don't care. You find out that the UFO is not a UFO, but it's actually the alien itself. So it's just this giant being, extraterrestrial being, and it's not abducting things; it's eating them. So when it sucks things off the ground, it's like just swallowing them and eating them. And I think that's a really cool twist on the whole UFO genre. It's really super confusing. Yeah, they definitely were trying to make it um, vague, which is a good thing because if they, yeah, WHAT, what? Because if they explain that in the trailer, it gives too much away, I think. So they have to be very vague. Um, but yeah, I feel like it is a bit too big for um, for its own good, I think. Wait, hang on. What am I playing? What is this game? It's Fall Guys. Oh, it's tail tag. I gotta grab tails. Okay. Sorry. Back to Nope. Nope. Sorry, what was I talking about? Um, um, um. Oh yeah, I think it leaves me wanting more by the end of it. Like it ends and you're kind of like, that's it. I mean, it is a pretty. It's a spectacle to see it end because they do kill the being in the end. That's a spoiler as well. My bad. Um, but the thing is, their goal at first is not to kill it. They just want to take pictures of it to prove to the world that it exists and to get money, which I think is kind of shallow, I guess is the word. I kind of like those movies though. Which movies? Leaves you wanting more. I guess that's true. But like, it's not like they're gonna make a sequel. I don't think. Um, and yeah, I do agree. Movies leaving you wanting more is good. But I feel like in this case, it leaves you wanting too much. I don't know. Um, but yeah, they kill it in the end, and only because it's about to kill them. That's basically the only reason. But yeah, they really just want to take video and pictures of it, which is kind of dumb. I think while they're coming up with the final plan, it should have been the final plan to kill it. Um, ooh, I was so close. And I also during this movie, I didn't really find myself caring for the characters too much. Um, like I really cared for the characters in Us. Oh, you know what? Hold on, I need to go back to Us. I didn't mention the fact that the actors, the four main actors, well, all the actors, are able to play two entirely different characters or versions of themselves, like the regular character and then the clone feral kind of thing. Because the clones act completely different in us, by the way. The fact that the actors are able to do that, even the two kids, is like amazing. Like they all deserve a lot of praise for that, especially Lupita Nyong'o. Her performance as the clone is terrifying. I don't know. I can't believe I forgot to mention that when I was first talking about it because it is like the main thing that makes that movie good. Anyway, back to Nope. Yeah, they did kill it, but I don't know. They weren't planning on it. I don't really know how to describe my feelings. But yeah, I didn't really care too much about the characters. Like obviously, when they were about to die, I wanted them to win, but it's not like my heart wasn't racing for them. I don't think I wasn't getting like goosebumps or anything. Um, so they could have developed their characters more, I think. I did like the brother-sister relationship between Daniel Kaluuya and Kiki Palmer. Kiki Palmer's character is great, I think. Kaluuya is pretty cool too. He plays a different character than he normally does, I think. So um, that's pretty good. Um, I don't remember any of the other. Oh, Steven Yeun is in it. Yen. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. He's not in it very much. I feel like they could have used him more because he's a great actor. He's good in Minari. You probably haven't seen Minari. Minari is a like an indie film, Korean movie. Is it in Korean or is it in English? I think it's in English, but it's about Koreans. Um, so he's in this movie, but he feels a bit underutilized because he's only in a couple scenes and then he dies from the alien thing. Spoiler. um, I did like his backstory with Gordy. Did you like Minari though? I did like Minari. It's a nice little film. I don't know. It's like one of those slice of life films kinda. So it's nice. Probably worth a watch, I'd say. But yeah, he's great in that, and then he's kind of underutilized in Nope. Um, oh yeah, so Gordy, there's a subplot about in the past there was this monkey actor or an ape, I guess they had on a show, and the monkey goes ape shit, pun intended, and literally kills some of the actors, eats the girl's face off, or maybe rips it off, or bites it off, I don't know, something like that, and has like blood all over his mouth and his hands. He's just beating the shit out of them. Uh, Kills everyone, or most of them, except for Steven Yeun's character, who was a kid at the time. He was hiding under a table. And there's this shot where the monkey looks directly at the camera and also at the kid. Um, and it's, it's so spine chilling, I think is the best way to describe it. Um, just seeing it turn and look at him. But he doesn't kill him. They do a fist bump, or they start to do a fist bump. And it's really crazy. And then the monkey gets shot in the head because the police show up or something. Um, so that's a really interesting subplot. But my roommate and I were talking about this. We have no idea how it fits into the plot because it doesn't really come into play at all later in the movie. Um, I mean, I guess the girl whose face is ripped off, she shows up later in the movie, like she's alive. She just, oops, sorry. Um, she has skin off of her mouth area, and she looks creepy. They show her in the trailer. If you saw the shot, you'd recognize it or recognize her. Um, that sucks. Yeah, I'm not sure which part. The face getting ripped off, the monkey going apeshit and killing everyone, or the fact that it doesn't fit into the plot. um, all of the above, probably. Like, it just doesn't. I don't know. I think there's a metaphor in there somewhere that I'm not, or like a deeper meaning that I'm not quite getting. My roommate and I were both decided that was probably the case. Um, but that's probably not a good thing. Like, they probably. I mean, maybe it's something you're just supposed to think about, but like, they should make it so you can at least understand why it's in there. I don't know. I think one of the things I read or a theory about why it's in there is like it's about not mistreating animals or predators or something. Because there's a lot of animals in the movie. There's horses. There's the Gordy the monkey. The alien is an animal. They decide it's an animal. Um, there's a praying mantis that's not really that important, but it's still in it. So maybe there's some theme about don't abuse animals in Hollywood, maybe. Although they probably use real horses on the film, so hopefully they didn't abuse them. Or maybe it's about. I also saw a theory. They said something about predators, because they decide the alien's a predator, and you're not supposed to look it in the eye or something, and like don't challenge predators, don't challenge God. I don't know, something like that. Don't really know. All I know is the Gordy monkey ape scenes are really cool, but they don't seem to have any effect on what happens in the movie, unfortunately. So that's part of why I think this movie is a lower score than Get Out and Us, because everything in those movies comes into play. It's very interconnected. Everything makes sense in those movies. And then Nope has a lot of um, what's the word? Open, unanswered questions, open-ended storylines. I guess. Don't know. I don't know. Nope. That's my reaction. Just kidding. But there are some really cool scenes in Nope. Like there's a scene where the UFO alien thing sucks up a whole stadium of people, which is terrifying in itself. Oh, I lost already? What? Terrifying in itself. Um, and then you find out later that it doesn't eat, like swallow them right away or chew them or anything. It keeps them in its stomach or throat or whatever while it's flying around, like for several hours at least, like maybe even the next day, I think. And they're all just screaming in there the whole time because they're in pain. They're being digested, I guess. Or maybe they're not being digested, but just the whole fact that they got eaten by an alien is crazy to them. Um, yeah, it is. It's pretty disgusting. But what's even more disgusting, and also probably the best scene in the movie, there's a scene where the main characters are hiding in their house. It's storming outside. The UFO alien thing. Imagine being one of those people in there. Yeah, I don't think I could imagine that. The alien thing comes over their house after it ate the whole stadium, so the people are all still stuck in there. It comes over their house, so it's blocking the rain, which is cool. And then it's silent for a few seconds. They do that editing thing where it's um, you're realizing something's about to happen, and you're getting the anxieties building up in you. And then what it does is it starts spitting everything out of them, like all the stuff that it can't digest, like the metal and stuff that it accidentally, and the wood and stuff that it accidentally digested, and then it digests the people or whatever, and spits out their blood. And then there's shots of the blood raining down on the windows of the house, and it's just terrifying in general. And best scene in the movie, I think. I think if the movie did more stuff like that, um, it would have been better because that scene was awesome. um, and now let's talk about the worst scene in the movie, which isn't a. It's not a bad scene in itself. I hope it looked cool. It did look really cool. Um, and then there's a scene. It's not a bad scene in itself, but it's a fake out scare scene. So Daniel Kaluuya's character, the protagonist, his name's OJ. he's in his house at night. He hears noises, so he goes to check on something. Did the blood look real or was it very fake? It looked really real. I mean, it's kind of like you don't see it very well. You see it from the inside, raining, like trickling down the windows. Um, so yeah, it was very spooky. um, but yeah, so there's a scene where OJ's in his stable trying to figure out what's going on, and then he sees like this alien thing just staring at him. It's like really short, and then it grows. It's got like a kind of like the classic alien cartoon face, and it's making these creepy noises. And then there's several of them, and I was watching this. I was like, holy shit, this is like really scary. And then one of them like jump scares him behind him, and he just punches it, and you find out it's three kids in masks making noises, and they were part of like the rival ranch there, so there's kind of plot there, but they don't come into play at all in the rest of the movie. I think they all die actually. They all get eaten by the alien. Um, and while that scene was really scary and done really well, like the editing is really cool. There's like this one really long shot where he's filming. He's trying to put it on camera because that's the main thing what they're trying to do in the movie. He's filming it, and then its face is coming out from behind a corner very slowly, and it's such a long shot. And I'm like, oh, this is really cool. And then later he punches a kid, or punches someone and realizes it's a kid. And like, they just spent way too long on that scene for it to be a fake scare scene that's not relevant to the plot and doesn't show up again at all in the movie. I don't think. I'm pretty sure it doesn't show up again. So yeah, while it's a cool scene, it just shouldn't have been in the movie. And I see a lot of people online praising that scene. They're like, dude, that scene was awesome. And I'm like, bro, it's not like why is it there though? I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm overcritical about it. But yeah, I just didn't like that scene. But I liked all the other scenes though. Like, I don't know. It's a solid movie, just like I said about Get Out. Crafted very well. Cinematography, editing, it's all really good. The sound is pretty good. Oh, the sound design especially is cool because ow, the alien as it's flying around, you hear the screams of the people inside of it, um, and it's all distorted and it just sounds really cool. If you see the movie, you'll agree with me. Um, so I think I see a Academy Award for Best Sound Design in the future of this for this movie. Maybe. I mean, I don't really know how Academy Awards, the Oscars work, but I would give it that award. Um, but yeah, technically, like in all technical terms, it's just a great. I mean, it's a good. It's a well crafted movie, I'll say. I gave it a 7 out of 10. I gave Get Out an 8 and Us a 10. Um, so that's my ranking of the three movies. Um, but yeah, I guess I would probably recommend it. I mean, it's a cool new take on the horror genre because it's like horror and sci-fi. So that's pretty cool because you don't see much of that. Um, but I don't think I would recommend it to like the casual viewer. I would probably recommend it to horror fans, Jordan Peele fans, sci-fi fans. Um, but yeah, it's a good movie. It's a good mystery too. Mystery, sci-fi, horror, maybe a little action. I like the final scene where they kill it. Like that's done pretty well. I don't like how OJ just kind of shows up at the end. Like he distracts it so that his sister can get away, and then it chases his sister anyway, and then she kills it, and then OJ shows up again, all heroic looking, even though he didn't really do anything to kill the alien. um, but it's cool. I don't know. It's a good movie, decent movie. Was expecting more, but can't have everything. Can't win it all. Um, that's probably all I want to talk about for the Jordan Peele movies. Those are his only three movies, or only three movies he directed. He technically voice acted in Toy Story 4 and probably some other movies, but those are his directorial movies. But impressive how he's been able to make a name for himself after only 3 movies. Like, I hear people comparing him to like Tarantino, Christopher Nolan. Like, people are watching his movies because he's the one who directed them, which is not a very common thing for like casual moviegoers. That is. So yeah, good on Jordan Peele for doing that, or for being able to make a name for himself. Maybe one day I will get to work with him. Just kidding. Anyway, so should we switch gears to um, next movie? Get Out was just that good, apparently. It was, yeah. I mean, I guess both Get Out and Us just made him just a recognizable director that people just want to see. Um, let's see. Dude, these Fall Guys players suck. None of them are pushing anything. You have to push things. We have to work together. Anyway, so the last movie I want to talk about today is a new Netflix movie called The Sea Beast. Um, did that work? Sorry. No, it didn't work. I'm still on Us. Trying to get to. I don't know how to get my hotkeys to work most of the time. Oh, I'm not gonna win. I was busy looking at my hotkeys. Okay, now I'm on the Sea Beast. Cool. So the Sea Beast is a new movie on Netflix, new animated movie. It's set in this fantasy world where sea beasts roam the ocean, and there's these hunters that. Um, oh, I might actually win, dude! I can't believe that. There's these hunters that go kill them, basically. So it's about a young pirate and a little girl who get stranded together with a sea beast. Yeah, sea beast. That's the sea beast in the poster. That reddish pink looking thing. So this is a fun little adventure, I would say. Good for kids, but it's also good for adults. I think would enjoy it. I mean, I enjoyed it. It's a very safe story, is what I like to how I like to describe it. Like, it doesn't take any risks. It's just like, you know what's going to happen, basically. You know the plot twists. You know that um, things are going to work out the way that they do. Um, but the original like setting with the sea beasts and the premise of it happening is all done well enough so that it's able you can enjoy it, and it doesn't just feel like a rehash of other movies. A lot of people are saying it's basically just How to Train Your Dragon, but with giant sea beasts, which I do get, because spoiler, the two main characters kind of tame the big beast in this movie. I mean, they find out that it's misunderstood. It doesn't actually want to kill everything, I guess. Or they find out that the war between the hunters and the sea beasts is fabricated, and they do not need to be killing sea beasts. Um, so you kind of know that's going to happen. Well, I mean, I guess I didn't really see that coming, but once it did start happening, I was like, oh yeah, that does make sense. Um, but the dynamic between Maisie, which is the little girl, and Jacob, who's the main character, is really cute. I like their kind of father-daughter-ish relationship that they grow to have. Um, oh shoot. Um, the action scenes are pretty cool. I really like Maisie and the Sea Beast dynamic. The Sea Beast, who they name Red. Um, oh, dude, I suck at this. They name the Sea Beast Red, and while Red is cool, Sully and Boo movie. Yeah, I guess. Well, kind of. I think I would put it more of a Logan and what's the little girl's name from Logan? I don't think she even has a name. Maybe she does. It's kind of like that, more of that of a dynamic, I think, because they kind of fight at first. Um, But my biggest problem with the movie is that the titular sea beast, Red, which you see in the poster, is way too friendly looking. It's just so smooth. If you see a full picture of it, it just looks like a toy. And I get that they are trying to make it kind of lovable because it ends up being a good guy in the end. You have to root for it. But it just, none of its scenes are scary. The only scary scene it has is one scene where, before they realize it's good, Jacob and Maisie are staring at it they fall into the ocean, and it's just like staring at them, and they look at each other for a few seconds, and then it slowly backs away into the depths. And that scene is really, really good. Um, really cool. I wouldn't say terrifying because it's an animated movie. Oh, I lost again, dude. That's um, but it is a really cool scene. And then the rest of the scenes, it's not really scary because it's just too lovable, like a pet kind of. Um, which I do get because it's a kids movie, I guess, so they can't make it too scary. But I feel like they could have made it a bit scarier, at least not as smooth as it is. Um, I just watched this movie yesterday, by the way, um, and I liked it. Um, let's see. Oh, the animation is beautiful in this movie. It's gorgeous. The water scenes look. I wouldn't say they look real, but they're just so nice to look at. And just a lot of scenes in the movie, the animation just looks really cool. Very good 3D animation. Um, and a really cool, or just a really fun movie in general. It's kind of a pirate movie too, and this might be worth a watch, to be honest. I think you'd probably like it. Um, it's a cool, like I think the main thing is I think it's a good movie to show your kids. Obviously, we don't have kids, but it's a pirate movie. There's not really a lot of pirates movie that both kids and adults can enjoy. Obviously, there's Pirates of the Caribbean, but sometimes those are a bit too mature for even like little kids. So this is definitely a family-friendly pirate adventure that you can show your kids. Um, and also, I can't really think of any animated pirate movies in general. There is Treasure Planet, that 2D animated movie from like 2000 or whatever, which is a really good movie. Um, it's kind of like pirates. It's like space pirates though, so it's a bit different. Um, so there's that. That's an animated pirate movie, and then I guess Peter Pan, if you think about it, is kind of a animated pirate movie. But other than those, there's not really any other animated pirate movies. So this is like a good animated pirate movie to show your kids. Unfortunately, I think it'll probably be forgotten pretty easily, like with time, because it doesn't do anything really original or new with the writing, at least. Like the setting does, but um, like the setting is an original premise, I think. But yeah, they um, they could have done something. They could have done some plot twist. I don't know. That's just Netflix movies, to be honest. Yeah, I guess that's true. But I just wish they weren't. Oh wait, I almost just quit, but I think I won that round. um, the voice acting is also pretty good in this movie. The little girl, oh, the character's a little girl. She's actually like 18. Apparently, the actress is 18 or something, but she has a good little girl voice. She's really good. Unless they were a huge hit like Stranger Things or BoJack. Yeah, that's true. BoJack is Netflix. I didn't realize that. Hmm. But yeah, she's really good. And then voice actor who plays the main character is actually Carl Urban, who plays Butcher in The Boys. I don't know if you've seen The Boys. So I'm used to seeing him as a character like that character. So hearing him as he's kind of like a handsome adventurer pirate in this movie. Um, so it's kind of jarring to hear his voice as that handsome character. That's just me though, because I'm so used. The Boys is my favorite show, so that's just how I hear his voice. BoJack is my favorite show of all time. Well, that's good. The Boys is mine. Um, and then the other voice actors are good too. They're not that. There's not very many other characters, so they all do good. Um, I also think there should have been more sea beasts in the movie, since it's called the Sea Beast. There's really the red one. There's the one at the beginning that they kill. There's two on the island, the crab and the yellow thing. And that's really it. There's just four sea beasts, I guess. I guess it's not called the sea beasts, plural. It's just the sea beast one. So it's about the red. But I feel like more kaiju kind of fights would have been cool. Red fighting other sea beasts. There's one scene where he fights another sea beast, so that's cool. But yeah, other ones I think would have been interesting. I just feel like they could have done a lot with this movie, and they just played it safe. I don't know. It's also pretty funny though. I mean, I guess it's a family movie, so obviously it has to be funny. It's got, I mean, I was laughing. It's got some jokes that are obviously for little kids, but a lot of jokes I was able to laugh at. Um, so all in all, just a solid animated movie. I give it an 8 out of 10. Um, almost gave it a 7 because I don't really know why. I guess I was comparing it to other movies. I try not to base my ratings off of comparisons. So I was kind of thinking, I was like, well, um, I gave some movie an 8, and I didn't want to give the Sea Beast a 7 because I like Sea Beast more than that movie. I forget which one, but I really shouldn't do that because my ratings shouldn't be compared to each other. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I would recommend the Sea Beast. I would definitely recommend you show your kids the Sea Beast once you have kids. I guess it'll probably still be on Netflix when I have kids in several years, I hope. Oh, you have good taste in general, Mr. Radish. Thank you. I think my taste is pretty um, ranged. I mean, I have a pretty wide range of things that I like. I like horror, I like animation, I like superhero, I like romance. Well, I don't like romance as much, I guess. But I just like movies that are good. I don't really care the genre. If it's a good movie, I like it. Um, and that's pretty much it. So, we just talked about 8 movies today. We talked about Thor, Thor the Dark World, Thor Ragnarok, Thor Love and Thunder. We talked about Get Out, we talked about Us, we talked about Nope, and we talked about The Sea Beast. So 8 good movies. Well, Thor the Dark World's not a good movie. um, but I had fun discussing these movies. Um, in the future, if I get more viewers during these streams, I would like to have conversations with them in the chat. Like they can tell me what they think about these movies. I know you did do that, Andrew, so thank you for participating. I'd like to have more people in the future. So I think that will be fun. But yeah, this is my first time doing like live movie reviews. I mean, I still review them on my Instagram page, which you can follow at Todd's Movie Reviews on the screen. Just kidding, it's not on the screen. I don't have a button to do that, but it's at Todd's Movie Reviews. I've been posting movie reviews for like 3 years now, or something. Um, I just write them down, and people have always been asking me for just like videos or live reviews. That's kind of an exaggeration. People don't really ask me for that, but a couple people have, and I always thought it would be interesting. And I wanted to do that in a stream because I don't really see a lot of streamers um, do anything like this. I mean, I don't watch a lot of streamers. I actually don't watch streamers at all. But I haven't really heard of movies that or streamers that talk about movies just with their chat and all that. I talk about the movies legit if I watch the ones you review next time. I'll make sure to watch the set you review next. Thank you. Yeah, I'm thinking once I get a good following on this, or actually I might even start now, I'm going to start announcing what movie I'm going to talk about next week ahead of time so we can all, like, people can watch them throughout the week and we can discuss next time. Um, so I'll probably do that. I actually do already have a plan for what movies I'm going to talk about next week, so you can do that. Unfortunately, I don't really know. I try to like, hold on. Let me get out of Fall Guys. I can talk to you guys now. Um, I try to talk about new releases more often because it's topical to talk about new releases. That's why I talked about Thor because Thor 4 because it came out this month. Nope came out last week, and the Sea Beast came out this month as well. Um, so next week I'm thinking about talking about The Gray Man, which is a new Netflix action movie. I'm probably going to talk about that. I want to talk about what was it? Oh, The Black Phone is a horror movie that came out this month as well. I want to talk about that. That's still in theaters though, so I don't know if you'll be able to see that. And then I definitely want to talk about Top Gun Maverick because that is the best movie I've seen this year. I'll talk about it more next week. Um, but I kind of want to rewatch it. I might be going to the theater again Saturday to watch it, even though I probably shouldn't. Probably more money than I need to spend. But that's just such a good movie. I want to see it again. I don't usually see movies twice in theaters. I'm going to actually plan what movies I'm going to watch ahead of time. Hmm. Did my stream cut out or leave and then come back? I don't know. I'll have to check. But if that's the case, let me end right now so I don't have to edit these two together. So thank you for watching the first episode of Radish's Movie Club. This will be uploaded to my YouTube if you didn't catch it. Obviously, if you're watching right now on YouTube, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching, Andrew, and any other viewers that I might have had. Dude, how do I have 4 viewers now? What? Ending. Who just joined? Whoever it is, unjoin. Leave right now. I'm ending. Just kidding. If you just joined, we were talking about movies. We were talking about Thor movies, Jordan Peele movies, and The Sea Beast. So if you missed it, you can check it out on YouTube. It'll be up tonight, probably. Um, my YouTube is Radishologist. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow, all of that. Um, and I will see you all next week, next Thursday at 5 p.m. for Radish's Movie Club Episode 2. Talking about The Gray Man, Top Gun Maverick, The Black Phone, and more. So, oh, and I will also see you, if you watch my other streams, I will see you Tuesday at 5 p.m. for more Radish SMP Minecraft. Anyway, that is all. Oh, did I not have my desktop audio on that whole time? Did you guys want to hear the Fall Guys sounds? Whatever, doesn't matter. Anyway, I'm gonna end and figure out what happened to my stream. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.